and welcome back. In today's exercise, we're going to look at something really simple that really helps you to boost your creativity. It's an exercise that will take simply 5 minutes and a single pen or a pencil. You'll also need a piece of paper or a page in your sketchbook to do this activity. So very simple materials. Simply choose whatever you have to hand. I'm going to use this Tombow pen, and I'm not going to use the brush end. I'm going to use this simple sort of felt tip pen end, just so that the marks are very visible on the camera as I do a demonstration. So the basic premise is that you draw 30 shapes on a piece of paper, and then you draw a different pattern, a logo, an image within each one. So what I recommend that you do is you choose some very simple shapes. I've got some examples for you here. Here is 30 squares. We've got one here that I've done with 30 circles, little circles. These are not accurate, they're just hand drawn, so you can see they're very free, they're very quick, they're very fun. And then I've also done this in the past with shapes like triangles as well. So what you want to do is perhaps set yourself a timer, or if it's the first time you've done it, I'd probably set yourself a timer just so that you don't spend too long doing this. I always think of this exercise very much as a warm-up exercise, and one, if I've just got 5 minutes and I want to do something creative, this doesn't require me to think. I can just grab my pen, pencil, whatever I've got to hand, and just crack on with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with, I think, what shall I work with? I'm going to go with circles. So what I do is I just start drawing a couple of circles on my page. Quite a loose grip. I'm not too worried if they are actual circles or they're a bit squiffy. And I tend to draw a few of them, and then I go in and just start drawing. So you can do things like lines, patterns, just basic shapes, or you can actually turn the circles into things. It really doesn't matter. The main thing is you're not overthinking. And I'm certainly not overthinking because I'm talking to you guys on the video. So I'm literally just sort of doodling. And this doodling is a really great way of just freeing up the mind, relaxing the hand, and getting yourself into a creative mind space. So for myself, I love doing exercises like this. I love doodling because it just helps me to let go of the day I've had, the rest of the day, things I have to do, and just get into a creative mode. And what I do when I finish those ones, I then start drawing a few more. Maybe I'll draw a couple, and then again I just start filling in. I'm just going to do little dots on this one. This one I think I'll make into a nice big happy face, like so. And you can kind of see how this goes. You can keep progressing. You can draw little things. So I can draw a little flower in here. I could draw, and this, I'm not overthinking. I haven't pre-planned this. I'm literally just kind of going with it. This one's a bit of a funny shape. I could kind of almost make it a little bit like an Easter egg. Again, don't know where that came from, but it just came into my head as I was talking. A little bit Easter eggy. And let me do one more. Let me draw a nice little leaf because I can see out the window. I can see some leaves in front of me. Okay, so that's the basic principle. Just take 5 minutes, grab a pen, whatever you have to hand, piece of paper or a sketchbook, and start drawing some basic shapes, and just let this free up your creativity. One last thing I wanted to just mention as well is you can do this with other mediums. I do a very similar sort of thing with watercolour, so I'll very often just draw little circles with my watercolour to experiment with blending the colour and letting it bleed. So here's another few examples, and again, this is a painterly version of the same concept. So creating circles, and I've just used 2 colours here, so I'm not overthinking or overcomplicating. And then making sort of patterns and different marks and different bleeding and blooming within the circles. Okay, so if you are a watercolour artist, or you have some watercolours to hand, or even if you have any other paints, you can of course use that. But I'd like to suggest that you start very simple, just doing doodles and do minimum 30 of them. I'm sure there's more than 30 here, but when I kind of get into a little zone, I do go a little bit crazy. So draw out 30. Take just 5 minutes, take your pen, your pencil, whatever you have to hand, and enjoy this exercise. I really hope it helps you to boost your creativity and you have a little bit of fun with this today. Take care.